So, a couple of changes to Fallen mode. So, initially, there's been some changes to enemies. So, for example, the Fallen Dreg in Fallen mode, its health has increased from 40 to 50. As for the Fallen Squire, its health has increased slightly from 250 to 275, but in Sandbox mode, it has a health of 300. In Fallen mode, the Fallen Soul's health has increased from 60 to 80, but it has 75 health in Sandbox mode. The Fallen Hazmat's health has increased from 300 to 400. The Fallen Skeleton's health has increased from 60 to 100. Meanwhile, the Fallen Hero, the modern version, not the Legacy version, its health has increased from 2,750 to 4,000. Its defense has changed from 50% to 30%. Meanwhile, as for the Fallen Jester, its health has decreased from 2,500 to 1,000. Meanwhile, as for the Fallen Seraph, its health has changed from 750 to 225, and the cash given has also decreased from 1,000 on its death to 250 on its death. Meanwhile, as for the Fallen Summoner, its health has been buffed from 15,000 to 20,000, except on Sandbox mode where it remains the same at 15,000. Its speed has slightly decreased from 1.5 to 1.25. The possessed armor odds and the necrotic skeleton odds have been reversed. Previously, the necrotic skeletons had a 35% chance and the possessed armors had a 65% chance. Now it's been swapped, so the necrotic skeletons now have a 65% chance and the possessed armors only have a 35% chance. As for the Fallen Angel, its health has been halved from 5,000 to 2,500. Its speed has also increased from 3 to 4. Its cash given out, interestingly, has also increased despite its health decreasing from 2,500 on its death to 4,000, but its defense has also been reduced from 35% to 0%. Next, as for the Fallen Guardian, its health has decreased from 60,000 to 40,000. And finally, as for the Fallen King, in Sandbox mode, its health has been decreased from 250,000 to 200,000, but in Fallen mode it remains the same at 200,000. But its comet cooldown has increased from 45 seconds to 50 seconds. This is the cooldown where it's unable to use the attack. The Comet cooldown is this one, by the way, the Comet Rain attack. Now, these changes to enemies have to be contextualized with the changes that we made to the Fallen mode wave structure, because there have been a couple of changes to the Fallen mode wave structure. That being said, not everything has changed. So, at wave 1, the amount of abnormals has increased from 4 to 5. Meanwhile, on wave 2, the amount of abnormals has increased from 6 to 8. Then, there are no changes until wave 5, where here, actually, the change here is that the Commander's dialogue has changed from heavies to Fallen Dregs are inbound. So it looks like the developers are also now correcting Commander dialogue as well as changing some things around. That being said though, there's no changes to the amount of enemies until Wave 6, where the amount of Fallen Dregs has increased from 5 Fallen Dregs that used to spawn in to 6 Fallen Dregs that now spawn in. On Wave 7, it used to be previously 6 Quicks that spawned in and 1 Fallen Squire that was a boss. Now it's 8 Abnormals and 1 Fallen Squire that's a boss and aggravated now. This makes it slightly easier to trigger the Hidden Wave, given the fact that the previous method of activating the Hidden Wave was to damage the Fallen Squire to the appropriate amount of health, while ignoring the other enemies that used to spawn in here. They've also changed the Commander dialogue, where it used to say Fallen Squires have aggro, meaning that they'll force your units to attack them, because, well, I mean, previously the Fallen Squire didn't have aggro, and now it does, so it says this Fallen Squire has aggro, meaning that, yes, the developers acknowledge that not all of Fallen Squires have aggro anymore. Meanwhile, on Wave 8, the amount of Fallen Dregs has increased from 10 to 12, and it looks like they spawn closer into each other. As for Wave 9, it used to be 5 Quicks that were nimble, and Fallen Dregs that were bloated. It's the same, it's just that the order has been reversed, so it's 5 Fallen Dregs that are bloated, and then 5 Quicks that are nimble. There also used to be some Commander dialogue on this wave, mentioning some Hiddens that used to spawn in. It's no longer the case now. On Wave 10, there's been an update to the Commander dialogue saying the Fallen are sending in more units, and I think they're trying to test our strength. Although previously, there were no Commander dialogues at this wave. There also is no changes to the amount of enemies that spawn in on this wave. That would also be the case for Wave 11. No changes here. And as for Wave 12, there used to be no Commander dialogue here, but they've now moved it to the Hidden Detection wave here. That is in anticipation for Wave 13, which has the hidden stuff. This wave doesn't have hidden stuff, but it does tell you to get the Hidden Detection. On Wave 12, there used to be 1 Fallen Squire, 3 Breaker 2s, and 8 Fallen Dregs. It's now the case where the Fallen Squire is now nimble, the Fallen Dregs now spawning before the Breaker 2s, there are now only 2 Breaker 2s, and the Fallen Dregs are now bloated. As for Wave 13, there are no changes here, and additionally, there's no changes on Wave 14 either, which is the Fallen Wave. Not even to the Commander's Dialogue, because for once, the Commander's Dialogue was actually correct here. As for Wave 15, there are no changes to the wave structure here, but they have removed the Commander Dialogue, which mentions the Fallen Necromancer, because it no longer spawns in here. As for Wave 16, there is some new Commander Dialogue since the Fallen Giants now appears here, but there are no changes to the wave structure on Wave 16, it is just the Commander Dialogue. Then from 17 all the way to Wave 20, there are no changes to the wave structure of Fallen mode. The only things that have changed are the Commander Dialogues. So on Wave 18, there used to be a Commander Dialogue for the Fallen Jester, which is no longer the case, given the fact that the Fallen Jester no longer spawns in here. On Wave 19, however, there's also some new Commander Dialogue in the current mode of Fallen mode, because the Possessed Armor now spawns in here, and the Commander Dialogue now mentions this. As for Wave 20, here, they've actually moved the Fallen Necromancer's dialogue here, whereas previously there wasn't anything. And as for Wave 21, it used to have the dialogue where it says that the armor is possessed, but they have moved that to Wave 19. No changes to the wave structure here. Yeah, so you can see in the mid-game, there's not a load of wave structure changes. However, that would change in Wave 22, because they've actually moved some things around, and the flying enemies now spawn in on Wave 22, which is a lot sooner than many people would have expected, which is why the Fallen Separatists, they've been nerfed slightly. So here, on this wave, previously, it used to be 3 Corrupted Fallens, 1 Fallen Squire that's bloated, 2 Possessed Armors, and 1 Fallen Squire that was aggro. Now it's the case where it's 3 Corrupted Fallen, 1 Fallen Squire, 5 Fallen Separatists, and 1 Fallen Squire that's aggro. The commander now also mentions to get flying detection on this wave, I mean, obviously. As for Wave 23, it used to be the Fallen Hero debut here. So 1 Fallen Hero, 1 Fallen Squire that's bloated, 3 Fallens, 1 Fallen Squire bloated aggro, 3 Fallen, 1 Fallen Squire bloated aggro. And now it is 2 Fallen Separatists, 1 Fallen Squire bloated aggro, 3 times Fallen Nimble, 2 times Fallen Separatists, 1 Fallen Squire bloated aggro, 3 times Fallen Nimble, 2 Fallen Separatists, 1 Fallen Squire bloated aggro. So similar-ish, but the Fallens have Nimble now, and the Fallen Heroes have been removed for Fallen Separatists. Next, they moved the debut of the Fallen Jester from Wave 25 to Wave 24, and they now mention Fallen Jesters at this level. These aren't regular presents they're throwing, they buff other enemies. Okay, interesting. Previously on this wave, it used to be Fallens being mentioned here. Now it's just Fallen Jesters. 10 Fallen Hazmats, 3 Fallen Necromancers that were hidden previously. Now it is the case where it's no longer that much of a dud wave. It's 10 Fallen Hazmats, 2 Fallen Giants, 4 Corrupted Fallens, and 1 Fallen Jester. The developers having also nerfed the Fallen Jester so that it has much less health. Next, as for Wave 25, it used to be 4 Fallen Squires that were bloated and nimble, 1 Fallen Jester that was bloated and boss, and 12 Fallen Hazmats. Now it's the case where it's 4 Fallen Squires bloated nimble, 1 Fallen Squire aggro, 8 Fallen Hazmats, 1 Fallen Squire aggro, 1 Fallen Hero, the Fallen Hero debuts on this wave now, and 1 Fallen Squire that's aggro. Next, we have some new commander dialogue for the Necrotic Skeleton. That skeleton looks unstable, it must be cursed with fallen magic. Get some extra firepower on the field if you can. So previously it was 1 Necrotic Skeleton that was bloated, 8 Breaker 4s, 1 Fallen Hero, and 1 Necrotic Skeleton that was bloated, and that's pretty much the same except there's been a removal of an enemy. So 1 Necrotic Skeleton that's bloated, 8 Breaker 4s, 1 Necrotic Skeleton that's also nimble. Now this has been moved, the commander dialogue, from 27. It used to mention holy moly, what's that thing, get some extra firepower on the X field. Now that's been moved to Wave 26 obviously, and here it used to be 1 Fallen Giant, 1 Necrotic Skeleton, 3 Possessed Armors, 2 Fallen Necromancers that are hidden, 3 Corrupted Fallens, where it's now, it is 1 Fallen Giant, 4 Fallen Separatists, 1 Necrotic Skeleton, 3 Possessed Armors, 2 Fallen Necromancers that are hidden, and 3 Corrupted Fallens. Next, Wave 28 is still the Fallen Rusher wave, but the commander now mentions the Fallen Rushers charging at us. They have changed the amount of Fallen Rushers that spawn on this wave. So previously it used to be 6 Fallen Rushers, now it's 7 Fallen Rushers. As for Wave 29, this used to be the wave for the Fallen Separatists, and actually the commander does mention this previously on Wave 29. However, there's no commander dialogue because the Fallen Separatists now debut earlier. Here, it used to be 5 Corrupted Fallens, 12 Fallen Hazmats, 1 Fallen Hero, 6 Fallen Separatists, whereas now it is 5 Corrupted Fallens that are bloated, 12 Fallen Hazmats, 1 Fallen Hero, and 6 Fallen Separatists that are now bloated. And as for Wave 30, I find this very interesting. So they've actually kept around the commander's dialogue, and they've actually they've done the change that I recommended to them previously. On Wave 30, it used to be a fallen tank that used to spawn in. Now it's a fallen shield, and I recommended that the developers change that because it just kind of fit in anyways. So fair enough. So they've changed it from 3 fallen giants, 2 fallen rushers, 2 fallen heroes, and 1 fallen shield, that's a boss, to 3 fallen giants, 3 fallen rushers, 2 fallen heroes, 1 fallen shield, that's a boss. So they've just added an extra fallen rusher. Very cool indeed. As for the next wave, it used to have the commander dialogue mentioning jesters, because the jester used to debut on this wave. It's no longer the case, and it wasn't the case previously anyways, it was just an error left over. And actually, the wave structures are the same, except the fallen Sephiroths now have bloated, which kind of makes sense given the fact that the fallen Sephiroths have been nerfed, so having bloated makes them kind of similar to what it was previously. As for Wave 32, the amount of fallen giants, it used to be 5 10 breaker 4s, 3 fallen rushers, 2 fallen jesters. Now, the commander, for some reason, mentions a tough and admittedly wacky fight with a fallen jester, even though the fallen jester debuts a lot sooner now. It appears on Wave 24, and for some reason, it mentions it again on Wave 32. I don't know why. So anyways, on this wave, there's now 5 fallen giants, 1 fallen jester that's bloated, 10 fallen breaker 4s, 1 fallen jester bloated, 3 fallen rushers. As for Wave 33, there's actually a typo. So here, it's not to say it's a lot bulkier than the rest. It's meant to have it is. So there's meant to be an apostrophe here, and it's than the rest, not then the rest. Anyways, previously, on this wave, there used to be 3 fallen heroes, 7 necrotic skeletons, 1 fallen summoner, boss nimble. Now it's 3 fallen heroes, 7 necrotic skeletons, 1 fallen angel, that's a boss and bloated. As for Wave 34, there's actually no changes to the amount of enemies that spawn in, it's just that the fallen Sephiroths are now bloated. Meanwhile, on Wave 35, it used to be 6 fallen rushers, 1 fallen shield that was aggro, 1 fallen summoner, and 1 fallen honor guard that's a boss. Now it is 6 fallen rushers, 1 fallen shield that isn't aggro, 3 fallen necromancers that are both bloated, hidden, and health regen, and 1 fallen honor guard that is a boss. And someone pointed out to me last time that yes, now only 1 fallen honor guard appears in fallen mode if you don't count the hidden wave, meaning that the logbook to get the fallen honor guard is now even more as difficult than it was previously, considering the fact that only 1 fallen honor guard appears per fallen mode game, and it doesn't have the full 100,000 health. That means you get a 15% chance of getting it. As for Wave 36, it used to be 1 fallen shield that was aggro, 2 fallen summoners, stun immune, freeze immune, and nimble, and 1 fallen tank. This is now the case where it's 1 fallen shield aggro, 3 corrupted fallen, bloated, 8 fallen heroes, 3 corrupted fallen, bloated, 1 fallen tank. As for Wave 37, they have changed the commander dialogue, so it says, this is step up. Yeah, they made another typo. It's meant to say, this is a step up. Okay. So, previously, it was 8 fallen heroes, 4 fallen giants, bloated aggro, 4 fallen Sephiroths, 5 fallen necromancers, bloated hidden health regen, 1 fallen angel that was boss and bloated. Now, the fallen angel has been moved to Wave 33 as a boss there, but on this wave, it spawns in, so there's 1 fallen angel that's bloated, 5 fallen giants, bloated and aggro, 6 fallen Sephiroths that are nimble, 1 fallen summoner that is bloated and nimble, and 1 fallen angel that is bloated. Next, on Wave 38, there used to be reference to a Fallen Guardian, but that didn't spawn in, so they removed that. Now, previously, there was 5 Corrupted Fallen Nimble, 1 Fallen Shield, Bloated Health Regen, 1 Fallen Tank, 8 Fallen Rushers, 1 Fallen Summoner, 3 Fallen Jesters, 5 Fallen Giants. Now, it's the case where it's 5 Corrupted Fallen Nimble, 1 Fallen Shield, that is Bloated Health Regen, 1 fallen tank, 8 fallen rushers, 1 fallen shield that is now aggro, 3 fallen giants, and 1 fallen tank that is nimble. So, you know previously how on Wave 39 there was a fallen nimble tank? Yeah, so they moved it to Wave 38. It's now sooner. On Wave 39, they've moved the correctly, I say, the Fallen Guardian dialogue to this wave, because the Fallen Guardian now debuts on this wave, as it did previously. Previously, it was 1 fallen guardian, 1 fallen summoner, 8 fallen heroes, 1 fallen shield that's aggro, 3 fallen angels, and 1 fallen tank that was nimble. Now, it's not the case where there is a nimble fallen tank anymore, but there are still some nimble enemies. So the fallen summoner is now nimble here, and as you can see, it spawns in enemies, which I think are quite nimble, I can't lie. But that's because of the fallen jesters buffing these enemies. So here, it's 1 fallen guardian, 1 fallen summoner that's nimble, 8 fallen heroes, 5 fallen giants, and 3 fallen jesters. Yes, 3 fallen jesters for your head top on wave 39, which is why all of these enemies seem to be a lot faster. You may want to set your towers to target last enemies just to deal with these fallen jesters, because they can be quite annoying. As for wave 40, I'm just going to list the changes on screen because there are a lot of minor changes. So, for example, the fallen summoner that spawns in is no longer health regen on wave 40. It used to be health regen on wave 40. There also used to be a fallen tank that's bloated. Actually, that remains. The ordering of the enemies have changed. So, for example, previously there was 3 fallen rushers that spawned in after the 3 necrotic bloated skeletons. No longer the case here. And they just changed some things around here. So, yeah, some minor changes to wave 40.